Hi, my name is Emily Heller, and I would like to start off by welcoming you to this presentation where we'll be understanding voter behavior by looking into insights from the ANES dataset. Today, we'll dive into how demographic factors and media consumption influence political behavior. Let's begin by exploring our study objectives and research questions. So our first research question is, we want to figure out, does media consumption influence political party affiliation? So we want to see if the amount of media one takes in and is exposed to, does that affect if whether they are Democratic or Republican or part of the independent party. Then we want to look for, and then for research question 2, we want to look at how does demographic factors such as education, religion, and marital status influence voter turnout? So for our hypothesis for question number 1, we think that there's a significant relationship between media consumption and political party affiliation. And then for hypothesis number 2, there is a significant relationship between voter turnout and these demographic factors. Okay, so now to further look into these questions and see if our hypothesis is correct, we are going to use a couple form of tests. For research question number 1, we will be using an ANOVA test. So this is also called an analysis of variance, and this test will be conducted to examine the relationship between media consumption and political party affiliation. ANOVA is suitable for investigating differences in continuous independent variables, which in this case is media consumption, and also categorical dependent variables, which in this case is political party affiliation. So for our second research question, we will be using a MANOVA test, which is a MANOVA test is also called multiple analysis of a variance, and they are used to examine the collective influence of educational level, religious affiliation, and marital status on voter turnout in the ANES dataset. A MANOVA is appropriate when there are multiple dependent variables. In this case, it is obviously education, religion, and marital status, and one or more independent variables, which is voter turnout. So our key findings for our ANOVA results is that we found there are significant differences in media consumption based on political party affiliation. Our analysis revealed significant disparities in media consumption concerning political affiliation. Multiple comparisons further emphasize these differences, providing insights into media engagement among various political groups. We found that there are significant disparities, which media consumption levels significantly differ depending on individuals' political affiliations. We found that the independent parties, which are individuals with alternative political affiliations, tend to consume slightly more media than others. So in terms of the two main parties, Republican versus Democrat, we found that Republicans generally exhibit higher media consumption compared to Democrats. And then for the non-specified affiliations, we found that even individuals who did not specify a party affiliation demonstrate variations in media consumption patterns. Key findings for research question number 2, which our MANOVA results show that the voter turnout significantly influenced demographic factors collectively, and the Levine's test showed us that significance in voting behavior differs across demographic groups. So some key findings that break these points down and make it simpler to understand is voter turnout significantly influences demographic factors. Changes in personal circumstances or external factors may affect voting behavior. Marital status and religion play significant roles in shaping voting decisions. Voters that tend to be unmarried and less religious this impacts their voting patterns. And education level exhibits a strong correlation with voter turnout, indicating its importance in political participation. So our overall findings, the analysis revealed that marital status and education levels significantly impact voting behavior. Whether someone is married or unmarried, and their level of education strongly influences how they vote. Um, I found this interesting, but religious affiliation doesn't seem to play a major role in voting behavior. So it doesn't matter what religion you are, if you're Roman Catholic, Jewish, Hindu, it doesn't matter, and it does not affect your right to vote. So these findings are very important, and it gives a deeper understanding into different demographics and helps people when creating campaigns or pushing people to vote. It helps target people and what they help with. Campaign strategists and researchers must recognize these differences, develop more effective approaches for encouraging participation among different groups of people. So these results will really help with that. So the implications and conclusion. So the importance of finding out the results, it helps us better understand voter behavior, which is crucial for effective policy making and campaigning. It helps get, what pushes people to vote, what type, if media affects people's political party, if different demographics such as they're married, their religion, their education level, it's all plays a factor into if they vote, who they vote for, and all this. So it's very important to know this for any sort of political campaign. Recommendations I would make from this project is tailoring outreach efforts based on demographic factors. So this information you want to use to then tailor it to what may be the most effective way to run a campaign or push people to vote. Okay, well, that's all for today. I thank you very much for listening in, and I hope you got something from this. I thank you. Have a good one.